I'm Karen.
And I'm Michelle.
And we're two sisters metal detecting.
And we find treasures in the most unusual places.
This week on Two Sisters Metal Detecting.
Hi, I'm Karen from Two Sisters Metal Detecting, and I'm interviewing Ray Robleski. Hi, Ray.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. We're here at Detect Michigan, and we're going to ask Ray about the digging conditions in his area. So, Ray, where are you from?
So I'm from the Metro Detroit area, specifically a little city called St. Clair Shores. So I'm about 15 minutes outside of Detroit.
Okay, and what type of detecting do you do? Mostly field, parks? What do you do?
So I do it all, but my most favorite is going just back in the woods, not knowing where I'm going. I especially like going back to the woods because where my area is at, we have a lot of parks, and it's Metro Detroit area, so we got a lot of like garbage in the ground, tons of garbage. So when you find like a nice wooded area where people haven't gone and been able to like, throw their trash on the ground, it's nice because, you get less signals and more quality signals. So I just like getting lost in the back of the woods, not only just finding stuff metal detecting, but also just like finding nature, finding mushrooms, finding rocks, finding skulls, bones, it's all about just getting away from, the city for myself and just getting back to the woods, just getting lost.
And what is your primary detector you swing?
So, wow, right now I'm swinging a Mindlab Manicore.
All right, and what is your best recent find?
My best recent find, okay, that's a good one. So, recently I was in North Carolina. I was searching one of the beaches, and I came across it looked like a washed up plank from a ship. It was, because I saw the big old spikes in it. Mm-hmm. So I was like super interested. So I was starting to detect over there, and maybe about 8 feet off that plank, I got this pretty mid-tone signal, and I wasn't getting many signals. So I figured it had to be, maybe some kind of jewelry, mm-hmm. especially a ring. So it was mid-tone. I was hoping gold. So I'm digging, and that thing was deep. It was probably maybe about 10 inches deep. And at the bottom of my sand scoop, I look at it, and I see a ring, a nice ring. Actually, I saw 2 rings. It was put together with a hair tie, a black hair tie, and there's 2 rings put together. And the first thing I saw was a huge rock on it. I'm talking, This thing was carats. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, whoa! It was silver or white gold. It wasn't like your regular gold. That's what my first initial thought. So I got back my scoop. All the dirt falls out of the scoop. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my goodness, look what I just found. I pull it out. And for it to be tied together, and I figured it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna be genuine. I thought it was gonna be a real ring. But come to find out, I'm looking at it, and it was kind of pitted, kind of tarnishing. I'm like, this is not gold. But it was a good dupe. It was a good dupe. It wasn't real. I got tested.
Really good quality bling.
Yeah. And it was a heartbreaker, but it's still that initial thrill that you get when finding that stuff. So
what detector did you find it with?
It was with the Equinox 900, actually.
And do you remember what mode you were running it in?
I think it was all metal. I was on
all metal mode?
Yeah, I think I was on I was on the beach, so and I wasn't getting many signals. So
do you remember what your VDI was?
Whew, that's a good question. I would say, was it like...
Because our viewers want to know, if they're going on that beach, what to look for.
Right. The funny thing is, I really don't look at my VDIs. I go for tone first, and then I look at the VDI. So I don't really even memorize my VDI. I'm listening for like the hard, repeatable signals.
Nice, solid tones.
Yes.
Yeah.
So especially if I'm on the beach or in the back of the woods, whatever tone it is, if it's repeatable, I'm not really looking at the VDI. I'm going to dig it.
I'm Karen from Two Sisters Metal Detecting, and today we are interviewing
Becky Dedman.
And Becky, tell us what kind of metal detecting you do.
I basically had started in my own backyard, which is where I found the most fun things, but I like to do beaches and schools, parks. I go everywhere.
And where are you located?
I'm in mid-Michigan.
Mid-Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay, and what are the current digging conditions in mid-Michigan right now? Are you doing woodlands? Are you doing parks?
Mainly parks right now.
Parks? Do you do like tot lots and stuff too?
Do what? I'm sorry.
A tot lot? Sorry, that might be an Illinoisism.
I think it is.
It's
what is that?
a children's playground that has wood chips underneath it.
Oh, okay. No, I have not. Some of our schools are like that,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't let you do that, of course, when they're in school, but school just let out, so it's fair game.
Okay, and what detector do you swing?
I have a Garrett Ace 300.
Okay, so you're doing mainly parks and stuff. Do you find that digging to be easy? Is it dry, wet right now?
Right. Well, after last night, it's very wet, but before then, it was very dry, very hard ground. So I had to get some new shovels so that I could actually penetrate the ground to get any of the prizes. So
Wonderful. Okay, so and what is your best recent find?
I would have to say a cap gun.
You found
Old. It probably has to be from the 30s, 40s. Is an old
Ooh,
cap
how
gun with a really
exciting.
intricate design on them. They're
How
fun.
exciting! How exciting! I'm Karen from Two Sisters Metal Detecting, and today we've got a lady detectorist to interview. Say your
Carol.
name.
My name is Carol.
This is Carol, and Carol, where are you from?
I'm from the Tri-Cities.
Michigan
Bay
area?
City, yeah. Mhm,
She's
up
from
in there.
Michigan, mid-Michigan, right?
Yes, mid-Michigan.
And what kind of detector do you swing?
I use a Simplex Plus.
Wonderful. That's a nocta. Anyhow, tell us what the conditions are like in your area. Are you still able to go in the woods and detect, or do you do parks? What type of detecting do you do?
My friend and I, we do parks, and there's a lot of schools that are closed down permanently, and we go through there and find not a lot of old coins, but some silver. And we do the tot lots and the like Veterans Park and the big out there. And there's a couple of places we go that are on the creek, and we kind of find broken bottles. We're looking for bottles.
You battle hunter too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we like that.
Treasures of all kinds.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and what is your best recent find that you've had?
I found a part to a 1940s Plymouth, and the best I could get described by the site, the guys on the site,
Uh-huh.
they thought it was a horn cap for the middle of the steering wheel. And I found it in a park up by the
About how deep
bathrooms.
was it?
4 inches.
About 4 inches, and you
Yep.
found it was your simplex?
Yep. Yep.
And do you remember what the VDI was on it?
No, I don't. I thought I was digging like a nickel.
Like, so
I do
maybe
remember
20s?
that. So yeah, 20, 25. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And I was like, what is that? You know?
How surprising to find
Yeah,
in a car park.
In a park
Yeah?
up by where they have the dinners and stuff, you know.
All right. Well,
But-
thank you so much
Well,
for your
thank you for
interview,
having me.
Carol. Hi, I'm Karen from Two Sisters Metal Detecting, and today we're interviewing.
Donna Bacon,
And where are you from, Donna?
Grand Rapids.
So she's from Central Michigan. What type of detector do you swing, Donna?
Equinox 600 by Mine Lab.
And what type of detecting do you generally do?
I like a lot of seated hunts, but otherwise I do mostly field and kind of yards and things of older
Okay.
houses.
Okay, so you do field hunts. And what has been your best recent find with your Equinox?
Well, I was able to get permission at a 1895 Victorian bed and breakfast up in
So jealous.
Belleville, Michigan.
So jealous.
Spent my anniversary digging around their yard.
Best way to spend it.
And I found a couple little kids' toys and things, but then there was a glimmer of gold when I got a signal, and it was a mother of pearl and gold filigree cufflink.
Ooh, that sounds so
You know.
pretty.
And I told my husband, because Thomas Edison himself did the electricity in that house. I said, this could have been Thomas Edison's.
or his wife,
Right?
or his
well,
family
it was a
members.
cufflink, yeah. So I said, this could have been his. And
Oh, how cool is
he thought that
that?
was great, but it's a beautiful, beautiful.
A beautiful find
cufflink,
with
yeah.
history,
Mhm.
possible
Yes,
history.
yes, for
Amazing.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Karen from Two Sisters Metal Detecting, and we're here at Detect Michigan interviewing women detectorists. Today, we're interviewing.
Hi, I'm Tracy from Digging Times Past on YouTube.
So, Tracy, how long have you been metal detecting?
This is my 3rd year, so I'm still fairly
Wonderful.
new.
Yeah.
Fairly
Well,
new.
everybody starts somewhere,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay. What detector do you swing, Tracy?
Currently, I'm swinging the Nocta triple score.
Wonderful. We
what I
are
got.
Nota ladies as well. Michele swings a triple score. I swing the legend. Okay. And what area of the country do you live in?
I'm originally from Illinois. I just recently moved to Wisconsin at the end of February.
So you live in southern, mid Wisconsin, northern?
Northern, like they call it the Northwoods. It's like middle, upper
Okay.
Wisconsin.
And what type of metal detecting do you primarily do? Do you do woodlands? Do you do parks?
Everything.
Everything?
My property that I currently own is an old property, so I have 23 acres of my own to detect on.
So do you primarily hunt relics then?
Relics, and then I'll do, sometimes I have to get that instant gratification, so I'll go to a tot lot and do some coin shooting at
Everybody
the tot lots
does
and
those.
stuff, yeah.
We do those regularly in our area just to clean out all the metal debris to keep the kids safe.
Yeah.
Tell us what your best recent find was.
1 week ago, I got a permission at a house where I live. The house was built in 1876. Went out there, first day I went out there, and I dug up a standing Liberty quarter.
Ooh, somebody got one of those in one of their recent ones. My
Nice.
first one.
Yeah, it was my first one.
Is
too.
it bucket lister for you?
Yeah, bucket lister. It was actually a first silver that I had dug that wasn't from a seeded hunt.
Well, congratulations
Yeah,
on your
yeah,
first
it was a double
natural,
bucket.
or they call them sometimes wild hunts.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Hi, I'm Karen from Two Sisters Metal Detecting, and today we're introducing
Sherry.
So Sherry, what kind of metal detector do you swing?
I swing an Equinox Mine Lab 900, and I have an older 600.
And how long have you been metal detecting?
About 11 years.
Wonderful. And
Yeah.
where do you live, Mary?
I live in Southwest Michigan.
Southwest Michigan. And where do you primarily hunt? Do you hunt woods? Do you hunt parks?
Mostly parks.
Mostly
yeah.
parks? And
Yeah.
do you do some tot lots too?
A little bit, but I try to stay out of the mulch because it's destructive to the grass prevention they're trying to do there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And what is your best recent find?
Well, that's easy because I just took a trip to England this April, and I found a gold coin that was
Bucket lister.
that was minted in 45 BC.
A Roman?
It actually older than Roman.
Older than Roman?
Older than Roman.
Awesome, awesome.
Yes.
I don't suppose you have it with you.
No, it's still in England. It takes a long time to
yes,
get
it
your
does.
coins back.
Go
from
through
there.
the treasure hunting
Yes.
place there in
Yes,
England.
Yes.
In case you didn't
I
know,
might never get it back. The museum might keep it.
but then they pay you for it, right?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
All
for
right.
being interviewed, because we're trying to promote women in metal detecting.
It's fun. Get out there, do it. It's better than gardening because you don't have to
yeah.
come back and water.
And you make money. You
Well,
find lots of clad
I
coins.
never made a. Well, that's true.
You find a lot of
clad
clad coins.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for watching our interview at Two Sisters Metal Detecting. We'll see you next time. Bye.